Hello, everybody. If you can hear this, we're just taking about 30 seconds for everything to start back up again, and then we'll be right back.
Well, you're super muted.
Not only do we have technical issues, but I also forget to press my mic button regularly. Uh, we're back. Thank you. That's the reminder I needed. We're back. Hopefully, we can get through this without too many more disconnects. I'm knocking on wood as we speak. Um, yes. So as I was saying, each of these squares on the map is like actually 15 feet. If you look at the, oh, you can't see it. Let me make it so that you can see it. I do have a scale, but it doesn't make sense for the battle map as it was put in. This map is massive, so I think they just tried to scale it down for the combats. But to give you a sense of what the actual, that is
Oh
250
yeah.
feet. It's like 9 squares is 250 feet. So if you want to do the math on
Oh
that, it's
wow.
like
Yeah.
Wow.
each square is like 13 feet, something like that.
Yikes.
Or more than that, right? Because yeah, just about. Um, so like if you imagine you go back into the tunnel here. I don't know if you can see that. Do you see those things
One more time.
right
Yep,
there?
I see that one
Yeah.
perfectly.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
bottom right.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
go
Okay.
back into that tunnel, which is where you came out originally, and then you take a left and go down under the bleachers, like half a story, so that again at like eye level for a humanoid, and there are like crates and stuff. You have ground level viewports where you could kind of sort of see the fights from, but almost this entire quarter. I'm gonna freehand some lines here. Like from here to here, underground, under the bleachers is the like waiting area for all of the contestants. So you have this kind of like complex that wraps around of just like rooms. Some of them you see they're like bunks with a curtain that you can flick across. Most of it is just common space where people are milling about, sitting, sizing people up. You've got those training rooms with the weights to keep, to get that pump going before you go on stage. Um, and some training dummies where people are like either punching. You see some Iroran monks who are currently using the facility as well. Presumably, they'll be doing a display in their basically like their home turf. They'll be doing some kind of synchronized combat display. So you see them like practicing some of their motions, their movements, um, and there are just people down here. And again, at the very far end, maybe like 150 feet down, you see the beginning of the um, for lack of a better term, menagerie of beasts that are to be put on display for the fights as well. What would you all like to do?
Did we get a description of Franca from Bloody Burleth?
Uh, if you ask him, which I'm assuming you would have,
I would have.
yeah, he says she's a human woman, um, about average height, a little skinny. She has about shoulder length brunette hair. Really, her biggest distinguishing characteristics. She's got um, a few missing teeth on the top row, uh, and a couple of facial scars. She has a number of scars around that seem to be relatively old scars from before he knew her for about like again, they parted ways maybe 2-3 months ago, and he knew her for only about a year before that. They seem to be prior to her employment, but a number of scars above and below her right eye, excuse me, and then one distinct scar that runs along the path of her right eye, like above, from brow to cheekbone. Those are the distinguishing characteristics outside of the kind of curly, shoulder-length brunette hair, and the thin, wiry frame.
Okay, gents, what do you say we head over to the menagerie and see if we can spot this lady?
Agreed.
After you.
So everybody go ahead and give me a perception check.
34.
29.
29.
24.
I got 28.
So as you're walking the length of these back waiting rooms, you're not seeing anybody who matches that description. You're seeing, I mean, there are a fair number of women gladiators in this space, but none of them seem to fit. All of them are rather built for the combat spectacle. Many of them seem to have kind of like, of the female humans that are in this space, they seem to have more of like a bodybuilder's aesthetic than the thin, wiry frame as described. You see one woman with like a short cropped brunette pixie cut with a number of facial scars, but again is just yoked, so it doesn't seem to be the woman you're looking for. As you're making your way back to the menagerie, again, you get to the menagerie, you see a number of creatures. Again, you see the two of the Eberaks that you fought currently being tended, but you also see a troll. You see two young, what are they? Dragons. I don't have the
Oh?
color.
Dragons?
The real question is, do we see Rusty the Rust Monster?
That is the real
You don't.
question.
Rusty the Rust Monster left town with the menagerie after all that nonsense happened.
What a shame.
I don't have, and I apologize, the coloration of those dragons. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have that information for you.
But they're not metallic dragons, they're chrome.
I would assume so, right? I don't want to take up too much time with this.
While you're looking, do we want to discuss these items, y'all, and figure out who has what?
I think we hand over the tentacles to you, Tentacle Boy.
I mean,
Yeah.
if the party's cool with that, I will happily take that mask.
Mask to Oski, both scrolls to Bastro. Does that feel right?
I'm okay
Yeah.
with that.
Then
Give me the
maybe
scroll.
the flasks of acid to you, since you're good with ranged stuff. And I can get to people quickly, so I'll take the anti-plague and or
Yeah, anti-plague and antidote. I'm fine with that.
yeah. Okay.
Should we take a little bit longer to argue about it? I want the anti-plague. I'll fight you IRL for the anti-plague, and I swear
Yo.
to God.
With this demon's mask, my intimidate's at a plus 25.
That's incredible.
Wait, literally how? What? Hello? Wait, show your work.
Plus 25. Well, I'm a master in it. The Demon's
Plus-
Mask gives me a +2 item bonus.
Okay.
And then Intimidating Prowess gives me a +2 circumstance bonus to anyone that can see me.
My God, it stacks.
So it is,
Wow.
as long as I am visual to somebody, I've got a +25.
That's
Seven,
crazy.
17 from proficiency.
Yeah,
4
plus
from
4.
items, and then +4 from your mod.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ew.
Wow.
Ew. Gross.
+25.
Yeah, these greater acid flasks kind of slap.
Oh, really? I kind of assumed they would suck, not gonna lie.
+2 item bonus to attack rolls, but they're basically +2 weapons. And they deal 3d6 persistent acid +3 acid splash damage.
Oh, 3d6 persistent
Great for
acid
you.
is actually pretty good.
Yeah, a big group of people in one place, like, just slap them with an acid bomb and move on.
They are actually copper dragons, so they are metallic, and they're not
Ooh.
in cages.
Oh.
They're a mixture of cages and pens and accommodations for a number of the larger non-humanoid creatures.
They're both just sitting on couches sipping tea, waiting for their fight.
They are in draconic forms, and they seem to be resting at this point in time. Both of them heads down.
There are 2 of them?
Dozing. There are 2 bronze dragons.
Okay.
They seem to be younger because they are only large as opposed to massive, like an
Okay.
ancient or an adult would be.
Kashak is freaking out. He is like as starstruck as you could possibly be seeing these 2 dragons, and especially just like being so normal. Like he is like, oh my God, they're over there. I saw them. I got. Oh, go over here. Go over here. Don't look at them. Don't look at them that way. I'd like to. No, I shouldn't talk to them. No, that'd be awkward. They don't know me.
This is like me if I ever encountered the caster critical role.
Did you guys get it? There's two dragons over there, not just one. It's not just one, and there's 2 of them, and they're metallic, and they're so cool. Oh my God, they're so cool looking. Okay, when's our fight? I guess.
Chuck, why don't you go over and say hello?
No.
They're sleeping right now, so I mean,
Yeah, they're busy. They're with they're doing stuff. I don't want to be rude. They always say you shouldn't meet your heroes and shouldn't do it when they're doing stuff. So.
what would you say to them if you could?
I'm sorry.
Hello, I'm such a big fan.
I'm sorry.
I really admire your work.
My throat's really dry right now. What happened? Oh God, my throat's. I don't have any water. But he's like staring at them the whole time. Like he's like completely enraptured with them. I don't think he's ever seen a dragon, and this is like the last place that he ever expected to like finally see one. And certainly bronze dragons are not, that high up the totem pole. But dragons are dragons, man. And if they're real dragons, then he's kind of freaking out a little bit.
Dragon's a dragon.
They definitely appear to be real dragons. They are currently napping in their pen. You see that it's a weird mix of like plush hay that has been strewn about the ground, but you also see strangely like tables and chairs.
Are they contestants? Are they? I guess we're all contestants.
They would appear to be, you would assume, contestants. It doesn't make sense for them to be in a draconic form and be workers here in this space.
Well, I think Kashak's biggest fear is that like they're animals for contestants to fight.
You would assume that since they are not, well, A, dragons are intelligent and sentient. B, they are not in a cage. They are in a penned space set aside for them in an area to make them a little more comfortable. You would assume that they're here willingly, as opposed to like.
I think he has like the horrifying thought that like, oh my God, these people are trapping like living sentient creatures, or I guess sentient intelligent creatures to fight for them for sport, but like they're probably contestants. But yeah, he's freaking out.
Will, just for your reference, Oski is wearing the mask.
Okay. So you approach the kind of menagerie proper, and you see a number of, again, these creatures, both sentient and feral, displayed, and really all you're seeing is one person who appears to be in kind of a worker's uniform. You see a woman wearing what appears to be, Bastard, you'd be able to clock this, like Iroran robe garb, similar to those monks you saw practicing further back in the training area. But this seems to be more simple, less flashy. It seems to be more of a simple work garb with these pale blue robes and baggy pants and simple black sandals with an Iroran fist symbol on the chest. And she appears to be wearing a pair of elbow-length leather gloves, and as you walk up to her, again, the only worker that you're finding in this area, as you're approaching her, she seems to be in a pen, elbow deep in Triceratops dung.
Sick.
Gross.
And you see in the pen next to her a Triceratops who is laying on its side, and you just see it kind of lifting its head and moaning, seemingly in discomfort or pain as you approach. She's paying you no mind at the moment, seeming to be preoccupied with her shit post.
Ah. Do you need a hand? Any chance?
You want to help with the dinosaur shit?
Do you have any medical knowledge or knowledge of these creatures? They appear to have taken ill recently, and, well,
Oh,
I'm trying
damn
to see
it.
if there's any clues as to their, perhaps if they ate something that upset them, what that might have been.
Is there anything strange with the water source?
I'd like to recall knowledge.
Not to my knowledge, with the water source. You can make a medicine check or a nature check.
Nature.
Medicine?
18 for a total of 32.
Nice, bud.
Got a 19 total.
Okay. How are you attempting to diagnose the? What are you doing?
He's doing the same thing that she's doing. He's feeling the poop, getting that nice sample, really observing it, sniffing it a little bit, flinging it against the wall to see how it sticks. All that stuff.
Unfortunately, not being quite familiar with triceratopal anatomy or general diet, you have not the faintest, and in fact, none of the things that you were throwing out stick.
None of it sticks.
She steps away for a moment, taking the gloves off and carefully placing them to the ground. And after like 3 or 4 minutes of you searching, she just says, I'll come back to this. Is there something that I could help you with?
Just a quick question. How long have they been acting like this? Is this something that happened today?
Yes, only the past couple of hours.
Oh, right. Can you take us to the main water source for them?
Sure. She takes you back to like.
We used to work for a menagerie, so we have
Oh,
some experience.
well, I'm glad you're down here helping me.
As Dasher throwing shit at the wall.
I am an experienced veterinarian, but with the oddities that are brought here from around the world for the Radiant Festival, I'm a bit out of my depths. She takes you.
Yeah,
Down.
you ever seen a rust monster?
I have actually. There was one at Menagerie that opened early on in the festival.
That's the one that we worked at, yeah.
Really? You worked with Rusty the You must tell me about Rusty. And she like pulls up the shoulder of her Auroran garb, and you see a Rusty the Rust Monster tattoo.
Love to see it.
She takes you back to the far end of the menagerie, and there's a pump, water pump that seems to go to some kind of well or underground spring.
And where is that? Sorry.
At the far end of the, if like you continue all the way down that quadrant, it's at the far end, at the end of the menagerie section.
So like here? Or
yeah.
like, okay.
Like the opposite end of this space from where you came in.
You said it's connected to a spring?
An underground well, yes.
Is there any way to get to that?
Not without going through the sewers, no.
Is it like in the center of the arena, like underneath?
I honestly don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Okay, other question. Have you seen a like average height human, like around a bit shorter than him, pointing to Bastro, with like curly brown hair? It's like really skinny and got some scars on her face?
Do you mean Franca?
Yeah.
Yes, actually, she, well, I'm going to apologize. She says the name Felina.
Okay.
I might have tipped my hand, I'm sorry. She says Felina. Yes, Felina. She works here, has been brought onto the crew, for this week's festivities.
Mm-hmm. But that's what she looks like. Do you know where she is? Can you take us to her? I have a feeling she might be behind us. Sorry.
She should be around here somewhere. But if I'm going to be honest, she isn't the best worker.
No, that's what I'm saying. She's behind this. She's trying to trap. She's trying to poison the animals.
Well, she was in charge of feeding the troll hounds this morning. But she's mostly been shirking her duties recently and hanging out with a big Aruxi fellow. Not you, sir, but this big Aruxi fellow and his friends. Seems to be getting on quite well with them as opposed to doing her job. I don't know.
Okay, well, can you direct us to the sewer entrance? Because we gotta go. Gotta go and check it out.
I don't know where the nearest one is.
All right, gents, spread out. Let's find the sewer entrance.
Yeah, I'll spread out and start looking for her.
I think Sheether is with us because I'm pretty sure I did summon her for the fight,
Yeah.
so I
Sheether is
couldn't
with
put her
her.
back. So I'll have the two of us spread out and look for him as well, and she can kind of run her own tracks for it.
So, describe to me specifically what you're looking for. You're looking for a sewer entrance?
Yeah, we're looking for like sewer grates to see if any of them lead to like a opening that we could potentially get through. Looking for other workers to see if they can direct us towards one.
Okay, everybody go ahead and roll me perception checks.
30.
My rolls had to cool off eventually. 22.
Oh, I also got 22.
35 for Kashak and a 37 for Shithra.
Twinkle Toes?
30.
30. And Baskro?
22.
22. Okay. You all spread out, searching through the various spaces in this area. In the back rooms here, you do not find any sewer grates, any sewer entrances, anything that you think would lead like farther underground.
What time is it?
It's currently 10:15.
We
Like
know
at night?
In the morning.
Okay, well, if she wasn't, well, she was shirking her duties, but maybe she's by the troll hounds or something. Maybe that could be a point we go check out, like find out where those pens are. I don't know.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say, Jack?
we know what this stuff like smells like.
Correct.
Like we are familiar with this substance, and so if we don't detect
Nice.
it, or we should
Yeah,
be looking- yeah.
Somebody who has a good scent perception maybe sniff the water that the Triceratops is drinking before we walk away from there.
Sure. Somebody roll me a perception check.
Me or Shithra, I'll have both of us do it.
Why would she be poisoning the water supply?
Cock die. 29 for me, and then a 28 for Shithra.
As far as you can tell, and you got a particularly good whiff of it when you were asked to track its smell through the vault area, you don't detect any of the alchemical residue that purportedly was causing the menagerie mayhem at Knight's Menagerie. I think that maybe the Triceratops might have just actually eaten something, especially if she's not familiar with them.
This could be a red herring, yeah.
She might have just accidentally given them something, or they accidentally got into something that wasn't meant for
Yeah.
them.
This isn't how the bomb would work. So
Yeah, it would be
Fair.
like it would be, I think, similar to the apartment, right? Like it would be like through pipes and like this stuff would explode out somehow. Yeah.
You think I'm gonna
I don't
do
know.
the same poison twice through the same instrument to the same type of animals?
I'm thinking about like we didn't see the beginning part of the first menagerie, right? Like we didn't see the initial aspect of what poisoning all these animals and making them go crazy looks like. So maybe it looks like digestive problems, and then they go nuts.
Yeah.
That is true. Kashak,
What's up?
you sniff, and then you all begin to spread out. You
Classic.
walk through this area looking for sewer grates. You got a 35, right? That's what you said.
I got
And
a
Sheether got a 37
on the original.
on the original perception check.
Yes, for the sewer grates, yeah.
Eventually, you come across two troll hounds in a
Mhm.
pen, in a cage.
Are those dogs or what's up?
They are large, greenish,
Dogs.
like they look like massive mechanically. Are they mechanically large? They look
Dog.
like pit bulls.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find a better descriptor. They look like pit bulls, you know, with the like super short snout.
Hmm.
But they have these massive fangs, only on the bottom jaws,
Tusks.
like tusks, basically, like razor sharp teeth. They are bulbous creatures. They are like completely green, hence the name troll. They have the same like sea green coloration. They are medium, but they're like a 6 foot snout to tail medium. Super chunky, super like bulbous. And they're just like snarling, yipping at you as you pass. But you're looking past the trollhounds, past the cage, and off to the side of the cage on the wall, there appears to be a boarded up, like, hole in the wall. And as you and Sheethra are passing by, Sheethra picks up some kind of scent. And as you get closer to the boarded up section, you realize that there are fresh tracks that appear to be going in and out from the boards.
So we're gonna have to go in the trollhound pen
It's not in, it's to the side of.
to the side of.
Like, if you imagine all of these pens and cages as being, like, not right next to each other like a prison, but, like, offsets where there's space in between. It's not like they're super crowded in. Again, there's a lot of space here.
Yeah.
It's not just, like, packed in.
Yeah. He'll order Sheethra to like stay there and watch the opening, and he'll go around and collect his friends and say, I think we found something we're looking for here, a pathway or a secret door.
Thanks. I mean, let's go.
Check your traps.
I'll do
Kashak
that.
head first. No,
Sure,
I'm kidding.
roll a perception. What's your total?
Am I doing it or are you doing it?
No, Twinkle Toes is definitely doing this.
I heard two
Oh, no.
people say I heard two people say I'm checking for traps, and then neither of them rolled. So I don't know.
I said I dive head first without checking, so I don't do that. But if you check for traps, go for it.
It's perception, yeah?
Perception, correct.
Okay. It's a 31.
31. You begin looking, and then you hear the telltale sign of a metal wire running across sand. No. As far as you can tell, there's no traps here.
Okay. Sweet. Alright, guys, I think we're clear. Let's get this thing off of here. Pry the boards away.
So as you begin to pry them or attempt to move them, you realize that they have been modified. It's like somebody has, at one point, boarded them up with like nails in the top, nails in the bottom, in a hole, roughly door-shaped. Like at one point, this was a door for something, and somebody has boarded over the doorway. You realize that one side there are like nails that have been broken off, so that one side of the boards is not actually nailed in, and they can be like rotated around. So you
Gotcha.
can lift them, rotate them around, and like squeeze through.
Okay.
And so you do that. Passing through, what order are you all entering the space beyond in?
I would strike a torch and go first if it's small.
I'd want to go right behind you.
Got Twinkle Toes, Kashak,
Oski would want to take up the rear, I think, then.
Bastard,
So I'll go up.
Oski.
Yeah.
Protect the flank.
Okay. You enter into a dark tunnel. Are you doing anything to change the light situation?
How small
Strike
are we
a torch
talking?
first.
Sorry, yeah, we'll strike a torch for sure. How small are we talking?
Small in what sense? What being small?
Can Sheethra come?
Can she either come? Are we squeezing?
Sheether can squeeze through the doorway, but once she's on the other side, it is a hallway, so she's fine.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
You enter past these boards that have been disguised as a blockade to enter what appears to be a rather rundown and ancient hallway, maybe at one point used officially as part of the Iroran temple that is the Irorium, but has since fallen into disuse. the ancient tunnel here leads to a large columned chamber which stretches off to the north and the south. And you know what? Why don't we go to a map?
Uh-oh. There it
Uh-oh.
is.
And I did misspeak. Sheethra is still squeezing, but it's passable.
Okay.
That is a 1. A 2. Is Sheethra going after Kashak? Or is
Like the
where's
very
Sheethra in
back.
the order? Sheethra at the very, very back.
Jack,
Jack?
Say again. Sorry, I don't know if I heard you.
where's
Where's
Sheethra in the
Sheethra
order?
Um, next behind me.
Behind you. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. We're getting there. We'll do token layer. We'll do send to map. Should be all black.
Yep.
Go to the very bottom left. It's not lit yet. Just go to the bottom left of the map.
Mhm.
I was clicking like crazy. I was like, what? I don't think I can scroll anymore.
Let's get one of these.
Oh,
And we'll get one of these.
Okay.
The hallway kind of descends at a slight angle for maybe 100, 150 feet before you get to a point where you can see in the distance that it opens up into the chamber. You come to this intersection, and to the south, there's actually been like a cave-in. Like the tunnel structure, after much disuse and disrepair, has caved in to the south. But to the north, you see remnants of a similar cave-in, but it still opens up to a columned chamber beyond. Please show me where you would like to go.
Hey, what is this?
Yeah.
Like
what?
to check for traps in this hallway.
Go ahead and roll
What's
a
going
perception check
on?
for me.
It's like a whole ass chamber?
34.
34. You feel confident that there are no traps before you.
And south feels useless.
It is caved in where you see the map end to the south. Okay.
Yeah, let's just peek around this corner here.
Give you the classic polygonal reveal.
Bow could not be any more drawn than it currently is.
Yeah, I'm in the defense
Fists are up.
exploration mode.
Boom.
Yeah. Both of my rapier and Belgard blade are out.
Most of the western portion of the tunnel here seems to lead to a like this broad cave-in that has covered the western section of this hall. Eastward, though, you have these light gray columns, which seem to be still in good condition, holding up the ceiling. Identical reinforced wooden doors, though mostly rotten, mark the entrance to rooms to your north and south. Let me give you the south. And then to the east, it appears there's some kind of
Statue of
Statue.
Eridan.
I was thinking the same thing, EG.
it is the same artwork for these statues and the statue Eridans. There's a circular impression on top of a large rectangular dais made of fine stone, which shows where a statue would have stood. All around,
If I had one.
the walls are adorned with flaking frescoes of tranquil lakes and bubbling streams. And I will give anybody in this call or in the chat a hero point if they can tell me what the binding agent of fresco paint was.
Egg.
Hero point.
Thank you.
What?
That was so fast.
I'm an artist, y'all. Of course I know this.
Egg?
Wait, was that information given in the campaign, or is that
No,
outside knowledge?
no, that's my
that is
that's my
information.
knowledge of binding
her
agents for paint.
That's
brain.
information that I got in an art history class at CNU where I got an A.
Egg?
Egg.
Hey,
They used,
Did you get an A or an egg?
I got an egg.
Good.
Carry that. Go ahead and carry that hero point over since it's a sarcastic end of session.
It's not sarcastic. It's 1 per hour.
Egg?
Anyway,
An egg for each egg.
Egg.
do I
Also-
see?
Go ahead.
So you said this statue is not actually there; it's an empty dais where a statue should be.
Maybe there's like there is a raised stone square in the center, or rectangle I should say, in the center of which is a circular dais where you can tell there should have been a statue, but it has since crumbled or been removed or something. There is no longer a statue there.
Does it look like either of these doors have been opened recently?
Do you want to roll a survival?
I'll roll perception on the
Hey,
door to see
hey,
if I can hear
Kishot.
anything.
Does it look like anyone's been through either of those doors?
I want to perceive to see if I hear anything on the other side first.
What'd you get?
39.
39?
God, your perceptions are crazy.
Any evidence?
You don't hear anything.
I'll roll a survival to see if anyone has been around. 27.
It's hard to say.
Any scuff marks on the floor? Any?
There's dust and debris kind of
Okay.
everywhere.
Okay.
As you're looking around the room, you don't see any particular evidence of like movement around the store.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I think I want to open this door. I don't hear anything on the other side. I'd like to open it. What do you think?
Right behind.
I'll check for traps.
Check for traps. Roll perception.
33, 34, 34,
Final answer.
34, final answer.
34 feels like no traps.
Then that feels like I try to open it.
Try to open it. Door opens. I don't reveal and in fact make areas darker.
Gashok's gone.
Oh,
Kishak turns the handle. Darkness envelops him. There's a wall of pitch black in front of you.
Roll for initiative.
Wall.
Roll for initiative.
skeleton!
You got a
we're actually
skeleton.
gonna-
After you, after you.
We're actually going to roll initiative next time,
Oh,
which I don't think will actually be next week.
that's true.
Happy Christmas.
Did we said we were good for the first, right? Everybody said they were good for the first?
Yeah, we're good for the first.
Yeah.
I'm good for the first.
So
Yeah.
we're not playing on Christmas. Christmas Eve. Christmas?
Hey,
I always
Christmas.
Day.
Christmas Day.
We're not.
Krampus.
We're not playing on
Oh,
Christmas Day.
Christmas.
But we will in fact be playing on New Year's Day. So join us January 1st, 2023, for
Wild.
a very special
2023.
episode.
Ring in 2023 with 2023 Cold Balls Gaming. here on twitch.tv/2023 Kobolds Gaming.
But it's actually.
Nailed it.
Uh huh. That's right.
Yep, that was
Bye,
the
everybody.
outro. Thanks.